You're wasting money on these 5 beauty products, but don't worry, I'm going to show you what drugstore swaps you should buy instead. As someone who spends a lot of money reviewing and trying on beauty products, there are 5 categories that I really truly believe that you do not need to be spending a lot of money on. So let's get into it. These are the 5 beauty products that I believe you should only buy at the drugstore. All right, the first category I am so passionate about. Why? Because I am obsessed with my eyebrows, okay? I have struggled with my eyebrows for years, growing them out and making them look perfect. So I take the eyebrow category very personally, okay? So I want to show you the ones that I love at the drugstore. I use them over and over again, and I will keep coming back to them. So for me, I have to have an eyebrow pencil, and I am so specific. I do not like the chunky eyebrow pencils. I like a very fine tip, one that can get those micro strokes and it looks very realistic looking. And the NYX micro brow pencil, these out of everything I've tried are the best. They're the most consistent, and honestly, I have tried so many high-end versions, identical. Absolutely the same. It's a mechanical pencil, so you just can rotate it up when you need more product, and the other end is a spoolie to brush out your brows, which I really like as well. You cannot tell me that any brow pencil like this at Sephora is any different. This is like my #1 eyebrow product. Now, to go along with these brow pencils, one of a newer product that I've become obsessed with, really in love with, are the NYX Cosmetics Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. So these have like a really fine pen, and it's a liquid formula. So I'll just show you that up close. See how fine that tip is? This is so nice when sometimes I find that the brow pencil isn't enough to really define specifically the outer edges, or even sometimes getting really, really detailed fine up in the front. I love this for that. It works so well, and it just adds a little more intensity than, say, the brow pencil. But it kind of just depends on what look you're going for. Another product in the brow category that I'm very specific about is brow gel, because I have thicker brows and I need something that's going to hold them in place. But I don't want anything flaky. I don't want it to be sticky. I don't want it to be heavy. I'm very specific. There's one product from the drugstore that I live by. That is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. If you've ever tried the Sephora versions of any of these, they're literally the same. They are identical, but they are like 5 times the price of this. This is like $6. It's so affordable, and it works the best out of anything I've tried. There's some other ones in the drugstore that are pretty good, but if you want something that just like holds your brows in place, like, it is the best. If you want more of like a soap brow or something that just kind of fluffs your brows and kind of holds them in place, but not so aggressively as this, I also really like the e.l.f. Brow Soap, but it kind of just depends on what mood I'm in. But honestly, these 2 products, so good. You do not need anything other than these. Lastly, I used to be obsessed with pomades, like using a brush with a pomade to do my brows. I've kind of gone away from that, but if you do like a pomade, there's not as many that I found at the drugstore. I've still kind of been looking, but one that I do like is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade. It's like the same as the Benefit one, as the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. It's a smaller size, but way more affordable. I have not noticed a difference between any of them. It is just as good. That is my brow category. I live by those brow products. I swear by those products. They are so good. All right, I want to move on to the next category that I'm also really passionate about, and that category is mascara. I don't believe that any high-end version of mascara is any better than drugstore. There are definitely some higher-end mascaras that I really like, but I will be honest, unless I'm getting them in PR, I'm not spending money on them. The drugstore has never steered me wrong. There are definitely mascaras that aren't that great at the drugstore, but I have found some that I absolutely love, and if I am buying a mascara, it will always be from the drugstore. Some of the classics that are like iconic, everyone's obsessed with. One is the L'Oreal Telescopic. This one's newer to me, but I do like it. I'm wearing it right now, and I find it looks really, really nice. The wand is very flimsy, and it doesn't have like fluffy bristles. It's more of a plastic wand. It works really well, and I like the way it looks. It's just not usually the first one I go after, but a lot of people are obsessed with this mascara. For me, one of my tried and true, I'm not joking, I've used this since high school. I've used this for so long, and I still think it's one of the best drugstore mascaras. That's the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. This one, I don't know what to tell you. I like a fluffy brush. I just find it's really easy to use. It's just classic. Can't go wrong with this one. So good. 2 others that I've also really come to like, and I don't have them open right now, but one is the Maybelline Sky High. This one's really nice. It gives you like more dramatic full volume, which I personally prefer over extra long. I like my eyelashes to be be nice and full. So the Sky High from Maybelline is really nice. And then again from L'Oreal, this is the Panorama Voluminous. Again, volumizing, just for me, is my preference. I like the volume ones, but I'm not gonna lie, L'Oreal or Maybelline, they make the best mascaras, I think, at the drugstore. Just as good as any high-end version. You do not need to be buying expensive mascara. All right, moving on to our third category that I do not think you need to be buying high-end or expensive versions of, and that is facial cleanser. There are so many good facial cleansers at the drugstore, and trust me, I review so many skincare products. Facial cleanser, there's a million good ones. My absolute favorite is CeraVe products. I love their cleansers. I just think they're so good. They're affordable. This lasts me a million years. Like, it's only now empty. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought this. It lasts forever. It's such good value. It's everything you want in a cleanser. It's hydrating. It doesn't dry out my skin. It doesn't hurt my eyes. It's just so good. It makes my skin feel so clean. I just think you can't go wrong. There's no need to be spending a lot of money on your facial cleansers. There's a ton of really good ones. I just personally always go with the CeraVe ones, but I truly believe facial cleansers, drugstore, okay? I'll never spend money on a high-end version of a facial cleanser. All right, the fourth category for me that I do not think you need to be spending a lot of money on, and that is face primers. Now, I am very picky about face primers. I don't love primers. I'm also not a big fan of like the silicone-based primers that kind of fill the pores and are like super blurring. For me, I like more of a sticky primer that your makeup can really grip to, because I find that's more of my issues. I don't have large pores. I struggle with more makeup sliding off my face or off my nose. So I like a gripping primer. So when it comes to like a silicone based primer, I think that NYX makes a really good one if you like that pore filling primer, but I haven't tried a ton of those just because they're not my preference. For me, the best primer is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. That has been the best high-end version primer that I have tried. However, e.l.f. came out with their dupe of that one. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, the classic one, and then this is the one with niacinamide. Once this came out and I tried it and it's absolutely identical to the Milk Makeup one, I won't go back. Like, this is the primer I use. I don't have any others that I use. This is the only one I like. Again, I'm very picky with primer, but if you like a gripping primer, if you like the Milk Hydro Grip, this is the one I would suggest trying. It's so good, it's so affordable, and it's identical. It's identical to the Milk Makeup one. All right, and the last category that I do not think you need to be spending a lot of money on, this one's a bit different than the previous, but it is dry shampoo. As someone who uses a lot of dry shampoo, I do not think you need to be spending money on the high-end versions. I have tried a lot of dry shampoo from Sephora and from the drugstore. I have not found the Sephora versions to be any better than the drugstore versions. Since I'm from Canada, we don't have Target, but I know whenever I go to Target, they have some really good, huge versions of dry shampoo, and the value is so good. Like, I think they're under $10. You get like a huge can. We don't have those in Canada, but this is like a really big Batiste version. I got this from HomeSense for $12.99, which is really good value, I think, for Canada. I think when you get like a small version at the drugstore, it's like $9 to $12, but this one's $13 and it's like double the size. I don't really have a preference in the brand. I honestly find them all the same. But yeah, I think dry shampoo, if you can look at Ross, Target, Marshalls, HomeSense, any of those types of places, they always have really good value dry shampoo. But that's it. Those are the 5 beauty categories that I truly believe you can save some serious money without sacrificing quality. But let me know if I missed anything, because if you have a drugstore product that you're obsessed with and you like it better than a high-end version, I have to try it out. Please let me know down below. I would love to try it. I also think by investing in the drugstore version of some beauty products, you can use that money saved to invest in products that I do think are worth spending a little bit more money on, like a good sunscreen or a retinol. All right, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.